I'm back. It took far longer than anticipated for my wounds to heal. For that, I apologize deeply. Many of you have suggested a mundane series, and while I find nothing about this job to be mundane, I fully understand that you folks would rather me keep the family drama to a minimum. I will be doing just that henceforth with this particular log of events. Plus, Wade didn't actually die. He just body jumped after we set him on fire. The abandoned mortuary makes way more sense now. Apparently, I need to know his real name to end him, and that's going to take a lot of time and research to find. I just don't have the tenacity for that right now. He's currently on the lam, so I'll just let that be for a while. I have a debt to pay off to Cerber. That will be my focus. My personal vendettas are pricey, so I've got to behave myself for a while anyway. On Friday, I had decided to begin driving for Cerber again. I spent the majority of these weeks playing a lot of video games and eating better. While I got a much needed break from the things that go bump in the night, I went down to the local general store and picked up more salt, sage, and a thicker jacket. I have found that my passengers are typically more comfortable in cold conditions, so I've decided to run my AC at all times and dress warm as I drive. I phoned Adeline, and true to form, she picked up on the first ring, answering in her terminally kind voice. "Jim, it's been a while. How are you feeling?" "Better," I replied, trying to choke back any trace of annoyance. I have missed her, but it's hard to miss her inappropriately cheerful tone. I am ready to start taking requests again. How soon can I start? "That's wonderful," she replied, clicking and typing. "I'll go ahead and activate your driver's profile now, and you should be cleared to drive immediately after the call is finished." "Thanks, Adeline." "No problem, Jimmy boy. Welcome back. Stay out of trouble, please." The line goes dead. I lock my phone and slide it into my pocket. I decide to relocate for ride sharing to Santa Clara County, as the Silicon Valley is riddled with working class, of which I'm sure there are plenty of vampires or something. Since I've been dealing with entities that aren't the average threat to mortal kind, vampires seem like a far more tame option. That's not to say I know for sure what kind of entities live in certain areas, but since I'm committed to this job until the debt is paid off, I may as well turn it into a science experiment. Ditching my Mexican food obsession to satiate my addictive tendencies was hard, but I'm sure taking this job more seriously would only behoove me, so I'll play with the different areas and get a good feel for what else is out there. I've switched my vehicle insurance plan to the one that is partially covered through Cerber. To my surprise, I'm paying far less monthly, in addition to having far more extensive coverage. Since I don't have the best track record for keeping my head down, this seems like the best decision. I've also kept the weapons I was given. The iron nail, the gun, and the silver bullets are locked away under my driver's seat for safekeeping. At this point, I'm willing to assume that I'm now a seasoned veteran at toting around the paranormal. With my car stocked with defensive mechanisms, tank topped off, and being well rested, I make the 45-minute drive to San Jose. Once I pull off of Highway 280, I park my car along Market Street and wait for the first request to come in. After about 20 minutes into Netflix and no chill, while I waited, a request pinged. About 2 blocks up on Market Street was a request from Jeff Seguala. I mounted my phone and accelerated towards my destination. Outside of a closed hipster coffee shop was an average height male, dressed in business casual, holding an empty duffel bag. I pull up next to one of the metered parking spots, roll down my window, and address the man. "Hi, are you Jeff Seguala?" Quite proud of my fake customer service voice. "Good evening, morning, yes, I'm Jeff." He begins in a very nervous tone. "You're Jim?" He clutches his duffel bag to his chest as if it's helping him remain tethered to the ground. That's right, I smile, unlocking my doors. Let me know if there's anything you need that I can do to make your trip most comfortable. Jeff climbs into the car quickly, still holding the bag to his chest. I can't get a good read on what I'm dealing with, and I don't plan on asking, so I just begin the drive to San Mateo coroner's office. With a lack of traffic, it should only take me about 30 minutes to reach the destination. During the trip, Jeff didn't speak at all. He would shake his leg nervously or dart his head around as if preparing himself for a jump scare. Something is very off, but I kept silent. I was nervous to even inquire if he's doing alright. I pull up to the coroner's office and say, "We have arrived, Jeff. Thank you for choosing Cerber and have a wonderful evening." I finish as I put my car in park. He shifts in his seat without unbuckling and leaving the car. "Could I actually ask you to stay here? This isn't my final destination. It's just a very important stop." Yeah, lots of red flags there. "Sure," I reply, trying to pretend I wasn't at all nervous about waiting for an entity outside of a meat locker. "Just make sure to end this ride and send a new request and I'll pick it right up for you." Jeff takes out his phone with a shaking hand and taps a few times. He looks up at me, and when he's finished, I notice his eyes were red. Not bloodshot, pouring over a computer screen red, but actual red irises. Spooky, but I keep my mouth shut. The request comes in and I accept it. "Alright, Jeff, I will wait right here for you. How long do you anticipate this stop to be?" I'm trying to pretend that he's going in there to identify a loved one, but the empty duffel bag and nervous nature have me convinced otherwise. Splendid. "Oh, probably like, 2 minutes?" he replies, looking at the gate. "Okay, I'll be waiting. Please, take your time. I'm in no rush. Think happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts." Jeff darts out of the car with his duffel bag and jumps the gate with abnormal speed and agility. God damn it. This isn't good. He comes back in under 7 minutes, the bag clearly full and dripping. He's trying to run as fast as he can, stumbling over the bag that is easily half his weight. I already had a suspicion that I was a getaway vehicle, but at this dummy's speed, we'll both be caught and arrested. I jump out of the car, hop the fence, and shove him away from the bag. He looks back at me, his eyes glowing in a fit of confusion and defense. "Get to the fucking car, Jeff." I sling this sticky bag over my shoulder and walk towards the gate. It opens from the outside with a button, so we stroll out and into my car. Luckily, my new vehicle comes with a protected storage area, which inhibits this vicious material from making a mess that would be difficult to clean up. I slam the door but shut, beyond pissed. We both get into the car and I peel out of there as fast as I can. Looking in my rearview mirror, I don't see anyone chasing us. I can't tell if that's a good or bad sign. For the first 10 minutes of the ride, neither of us spoke a word. Jeff stopped his nervous tics in my back seat and adorned a face of guilt and regret. I'm sorry," Jeff says in a soft but sincere tone. "It's fine," I replied, doing a really cringy man pout. "No, it's not." He buries his head in his hands and softly sobs. "This guy better give me a 5 bat wings or I'll be livid. It wasn't cool of me to just sign you up for such a thing without speaking to you. Sometimes I just get desperate, and I don't think very clearly, especially when I'm so hungry." "No, it wasn't," I reply, my body getting stiff. "Hungry? But it's all done now. You're safe, and I'll have you home in 30 minutes. Jeff perked up in partial excitement and replied, Thank you, Jim. Really. I appreciate it." "No worries," I lie. The ride continues in silence for about 15 more minutes when he speaks up. "I'm a snallygaster." I look in the rearview mirror and see his head resting against the back of the seat. peering out the window. He seems far more relaxed. Okay, I reply, remaining as professional as humanly and inhumanly as possible. Well, aren't you going to ask me what that is? He seemed almost insulted that I didn't pry. It can't win. Sure. What's a snallygaster? I reply with intrigue and frustration. Well, he pauses and looks back at his duffel bag. It's kinda like a boogeyman, I guess. I'm known in Maryland as a snallygaster, and in New Jersey as the Jersey Devil. Oh. I've heard of the Jersey Devil. You're really the Jersey Devil? I truly am excited because I watched quite a few ghost hunting shows that visited those places and spoke of the Jersey Devil. He smiled a little and replies, Yeah, but also no. I don't frequent the East Coast anymore. Too many people were looking for me. Wow, I'm actually really stoked to meet you, I replied in total honesty. This was really cool. So, why were you at the coroner's office? I eat children, he replies. Excitement is gone. I'm somewhere between grossed out and terrified. It's not what you think, he waves his hands defensively. I eat dead children. I'm not a monster. Well, I am, but not like that. I like kids. That came out wrong. He's spiraling into sputters and panic. I start laughing hysterically. He's the antithesis of me. Very aware of what he's saying, and truly cares how that makes him look. It's kind of adorable. It's okay, Jeff. I know what you mean. I take it you eat dead children. He lets out a sigh of relief and says, Yeah, not because I want to. I was just born this way. Clearly more relaxed. I also freed slaves once. You know what's really frustrating about all of this? What's really infuriating about being me? He had a sad tone to his voice now. Do entities hug? I think he needs a hug. Hugs are gross, but he needs one. What's that? I asked gently. I love people. I want to protect them. See them thrive, but I had this insatiable appetite for their corpses, and somehow that makes me evil. I don't kill anyone, I never have, to satiate my hunger. But so many people are so scared of me. It's a cruel existence, and I detest it. He looks down at his lap, choking back tears. Well, I said, breaking the tension. I was a fan before. I'm a bigger fan now. Could you do me a favor, though? I asked, looking back at him after coming to a stop in front of a coastal drop-off. Sure, I think. What? He asked. Next time you request a ride, maybe preface your intentions with what you waited to tell me. I don't think you're evil, but omitting your intentions is seriously a dick move. We both laugh at that. Can I help you take this to your table? Oh no, that's okay. I can do it. We both get out of the car, and I drop his bag next to him, presumably holding dead children. Well, I say, closing the back door, I hope you'll not only ride with Cerber again, but I also hope this isn't the last time we speak, Jeff. I smile, truly pleased with this experience. Yeah, he smiles back, holding out his hand. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate this. We shake hands and part ways. As I'm driving away, I look in my mirror to see this monstrous lizard-like creature with feathered wings grab the bag and dive down the cliff. Jesus, that was cool. Since I'm far away from where I live and have a bloody mess to clean out of my cargo space, I decided to call it a night on the Cerber and head home. I stop at a gas station to top off my tank and pick up some gum. I have a notification from Cerber that Jeff tipped me 50% and gave me a 5 Batwing rating. He also left a review that reads, I'm not sure why so many people dislike this guy, but he's awesome. Not only was he kind to me, he also helped me with my takeout. We'll ride again. Takeout. I don't think I'll ever look at a to-go menu the same again. Thank Christ I keep my car cold. The smell is already pre-mating my car. Well, I'll be ending this first log. I better start scrubbing, lest I want to be scare off my future passenger or worse, make them hungry.